power grid in Puerto Rico good?
Puerto Rico is home to picturesque beaches and a vibrant culture, attracting more than 4 million tourists to the island each year. But for those that live in Puerto Rico, things are often far from perfect. In 2017, Hurricane Maria destroyed the island and power grid, leaving some Puerto Ricans in the dark for almost a year after the storm. And since then, the grid hasn't improved much, with power outages being a part of daily life for many island residents. But a Puerto Rican renewable energy company called Genmoji is trying to build around the existing infrastructure and bring a more consistent energy supply to the island.
So my name is Vanessa Carballo Clerch, two last names, because in Spanish we have two last names. And I am the co-founder of Genmoji, and I am its Chief Legal Officer and Compliance Officer.
My name is Francisco Lavoy Colondres, just following up on the two last names. I'm originally from Puerto Rico, and I'm co-founder and CEO of Genmoji.
I think most of the people in Puerto Rico would say that one of the biggest issues in our day-to-day lives is the grid, is how outdated it is, it's how many outages we have. So it's a huge problem that we face as citizens that lowers our quality of life, and the businesses face that do not allow them really to grow and push forward.
I say that Maria was a huge inspiration for us. It made it very clear as to the limitations in terms of the energy infrastructure in Puerto Rico, the inequalities in terms of the availability of that energy to the people here. Puerto Rico represented an amazing third world country level energy infrastructure, but with a first world budget.
Teaming up with aeronautical engineers, Genmoji designed the Airmoji, a compact wind turbine that is one of the most efficient devices on the market today.
So the Genmoji's dimensions are about 10 feet tall, 5 feet wide. It's comprised of 3 blades. Each of these blades are about 9 to 10 feet long. The turbine can be installed in poles, can be installed on top of buildings. It really depends on where we find the ideal wind. The best technology so far that we've seen before our new Genmoji was capable of delivering right around 1.5 to 1.7 kilowatts per hour at less than 20 miles per hour. Right now with our product, that goes up to beyond 10 kilowatts per hour. Our product is just about 5 to 7 times more efficient than the most efficient micro wind solution. Depending on the size of the house, one unit can actually support more than 4 or 5 homes. So the Genmoji comes in 2 versions. It's capable of producing energy from free wind or natural wind, as well as from forced air recovery or wind coming from exhaust sources. And you're using that wind to spin a turbine that is positioned in front of that exhaust. In that way, you can actually recycle energy in buildings.
And artificial sources would be anything from big air conditioners, chillers, like all sorts of machines and equipment that release, so to speak, that wind, that air. So that's what we call artificial wind.
Solar and wind are intermittent energy sources. The difference is that wind can actually, blow during the night, during the afternoon, during the morning, and different moments during the day. And the more efficient your product is, the more efficiencies that you can actually create in different intervals versus solar, where it is intermittent, but its intermittency is very static. You usually are able to produce energy on a peak level between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. That's a standard anywhere in the world. But in essence, wind is, despite being intermittent, is more available, and is available during times in which you would usually use your battery to power your building, your commercial site, or your home. So by providing that energy in real time to that particular location, then we can actually have an idea as to how much energy and storage we can actually take off.
Genmoji doesn't seek to replace solar energy solutions, but rather integrate their Airmojis into decentralized microgrids across the island that operate outside the confines of the faulty existing infrastructure.
The goal is to see Genmoji become a household name.